Hey guys, welcome to the Sunset Remedy. I am Shalise. I am the person behind the Sunset Remedy. So, I wanted to get really personal with you guys. I know this is like so random, but I felt in like my gut to really make this video just because I feel like when you are on this journey of healing and spirituality and all that stuff, you tend to really you think about a lot of things. I know I have. I think a lot about, my upbringing, about myself, about where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I'm gonna get there, all of these thoughts. And sorry, I gotta like fix myself a little bit. I was trying to do like an off the shoulder slouchy thing, but like I think if I just button this button right here and yeah, okay, this is better. Now I want to do the whole thing all over again, but I'm not. But I just wanted to get really transparent with you guys and just speak about like my spiritual journey, how I literally got here. I feel like a lot of people who know me personally, they don't really know how I got to this point. And even the people who don't, I feel like this could be like a story that, I don't know, could inspire somebody or allow someone just to see the light and just want to do better for themselves. I don't know. But we're just gonna go with it. I don't really know how this is gonna end up. But I'm excited to just talk and just get real with you guys. I got me some wine. Okay. Some rosé. Okay, I don't really know how I feel about it. My mom bought it for Christmas. This is the day after Christmas. And I was kind of just like, but it's cool. I just wanted, to have some wine. But yeah, so I guess the first question as to like how this is all coming about, like how did I start, I guess you can say. It just kind of happened. Like I was going through a really rough patch. Like growing up, okay, now I feel like I gotta go all the way back. So growing up, I just felt like I didn't really know myself and I didn't really care to know myself or get to know myself. When you're younger, you don't necessarily think about any of this. Like you just, at least I didn't. And I just felt like, I don't know, I was kind of just doing what everybody else was doing, being how everyone else was being, and it just kind of happened. Like, I was reading a lot of books. So, okay, I read a lot. And growing up, I would always go to the library with my best friend, and we would always just get books and talk about the books together, and that was just how it was. So I decided to just read. And when I read, I wanted to read more. I started, like, as I got older, I wanted to read more like self-help books, right? So around like high school, I want to say like probably like senior year, I was kind of like interested in just healing myself, but I didn't really know what that meant. So after I graduated, I was so confused. I was so confused. When I went to school, I did pretty good. I had AP classes. My GPA was above a 4.0 and everything was just, yeah, like I figured, I wanted to be a nurse at the time. And I was just like, something inside me wasn't really connected to that. I was kind of just like, I want something more. I want something more for myself, but I just didn't know what I wanted. So I just didn't want to go to school. I made the choice to not go to college. And I felt like if I was going to go to college and pay for something, I wanted to make sure that it was for something I truly like loved. And I felt like nursing just wasn't it for me. I'm gonna just be honest. Just wasn't it for me. I knew I wanted to help people though. I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to inspire people. I knew I wanted to do something with people. But at the time, the only thing I knew that like how you can help people is by being a nurse. So I was just like, okay, well, let me try to be a nurse. And I thought about it, and something inside me was like, And my family too. My family, they kind of like hinted at me like, are you sure like you want to do that? Because they know me. They know me. They know what I'm into. They know. My parents, they know. So I just didn't go to college. And at that point I was just working. Like I was working 2 jobs. I stayed with 2 jobs. At this point I had just moved from Philly to Atlanta. So I was working 2 jobs, and I was just kind of like, I was so unfulfilled and I was so angry at the world. One, because of like just growing up and having to deal with, I guess, the family history that I had, if that makes sense. Like I was so mad at, oh my gosh, and it's 111. I was so mad at like everybody. I feel like my household was full of rage. My dad, you know, he had his own personal things that he had within himself and didn't know how to properly, I guess, deal with those things. And so it transpired to him just being really negative and angry. And I mean, like, I wasn't really mad at him, because I feel like at the end of the day, well, I feel like probably before I definitely was mad at him, but I feel like how I am now is kind of just like, I feel like we're all doing the best that we can. And you know, when I think about that, I think about how we put so much pressure on ourselves. But anyway, I feel like I'm just going off topic, but we'll get there. But yeah, so I was working or whatever, move on. And I was just really unhappy. I was really depressed. I kind of went down like this depressive type thing. I was kind of depressed. I didn't really have a desire to do anything for real. Like I worked because I needed money, like, and that was just that. And okay, I needed a little sip. But even with that, it was kind of just like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, do y'all ever just feel like you just don't know what you're doing? Like, that's how I felt. I just felt like I didn't know anything. I didn't know where I was going. Sorry, that the Aries is coming out. But yeah, I just didn't know. And I confided in someone, and I got into a relationship, and we were together for a while. But I feel like with that, it was kind of just me wanting to distract myself. And I hate to say that he was a distraction, because I feel like he taught me so much about myself. But I just wanted to just not think about what I really needed to think about. And the universe has a weird way of doing things, because as soon as I got into that relationship, I feel like that relationship was what took me like to here, because I had no choice, because I value love so much. I had no choice but to look within myself, because a person, especially a person that you truly are in a relationship with, who you truly care for, you want to be better. You want to be better for them. You want to be better for yourself. You want to be better for the relationship, right? You want to grow. You want to, yeah. So we would argue about just things that just didn't make sense. Looking back at it now, But it was just it wasn't a toxic relationship. I wouldn't say toxic. It wasn't really anything toxic, but it was just, it taught me about myself. Like when we would argue and go back and forth, it would show me like how I am, you know? So I was, at this point, I had moved to North Carolina, is where I am now. And I was, you know, working at H&M. And at this point, like I was still reading, like I kind of stopped reading books. And so I started reading again. And in this book, you know, it talked a lot about spirituality, but the book's title had nothing to do. It was like, Are You a Badass by Jen Sincero? Correct me. But yeah, she spoke a lot about just, she gave a lot of scenarios that had to do with like spirituality. And I really didn't know, like I kind of knew about it. I was already kind of like into astrology, but like I didn't know that there was like a whole path for it. Cause I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I cannot talk. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. And so, like, I guess that way of living was kind of just not it, you know? But my parents are very free-spirited. So we were Jehovah's Witness, but like, they still kind of did their own thing too. Like, I can't explain, you know? It's just one of those things, like, only I can really understand. If you can relate, then cool, but like, yeah, so my parents are really free-spirited, but like they still have their own judgments on things. So I feel like spirituality, crystals, all that stuff was kind of just like, ooh, okay, what's going on, you know? But I always felt a calling, like, to the way of living, I guess you can say. And I knew deep down inside that was something that was kind of like my purpose to get on, is to go on this journey, you know? So like, yeah, I was just like, yeah, I don't know. After, you know, I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, you know, as you get out of a relationship, you want to work on yourself. They always be like, I'm about to focus on myself. I'm about to get this bag. I'm about to, blah, 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 you know? But yeah, I just told myself I was gonna focus on myself. So I just started focusing on me, and I started to I was reading more books and just getting more insight. And a lot of the books I was starting to read were like more so like spiritual books, and I wanted to get into crystals, learning about the meanings and the chakras, all that stuff. And I was just like, wow. And I was already like into like astrology. Like I always wanted to know about like the rising sign, the moon sign, to Venus, how it can relate to how you love, and just all those things, because I feel like it just makes sense. Like it just makes sense. So it just happened. And I feel like, honestly though, I had this really weird moment where I just looked at myself, and I really did not like the person that I looked at in the mirror. Like I looked at myself and I just didn't like who I was at all. I feel like because I was raised in a household where being angry and being negative was just the normal thing, I had no choice. Well, at least I thought. I had no choice but to be that way. And I don't know, I just wanted to change. So I just became more disciplined. And I feel like when you think about how you want to be better, and you know how you want to be that inspiration for people around you so that they can want to change and work on themselves, and then it's like a whole chain reaction, because those people work on themselves, and then the people around those people start working on themselves, and then everybody just starts working on themselves. And it's just like a whole thing. And I find that so beautiful because I feel like when you work on yourself, you connect to a higher version of yourself. And you do things that you may not even understand, but you know that that aligns with your higher calling. So you just do it. You just do it. And yeah, I guess that's how I kind of got here. I feel like I really like to reflect. I really like to think. I'm a thinker. I like to think. And I feel like when I can sit in solitude, because I feel like growing up, I had my siblings around me, but I always felt very disconnected. So, and I feel like that often with my family. Sometimes I just feel really disconnected. And instead of, you know, putting the blame and you know, I kind of was just like, well, let me connect to myself. If they're not going to be connecting with me, then why don't I just connect with myself? And so I did. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, I feel like a lot of people weren't really expecting me to do this. So for the longest time, I kind of like tried to stay away from the people that I loved because I didn't want them to see who I was becoming, because I didn't know how they were going to be about it. Like, I feel like, you know, when you're doing the work and staying away from people and being in solitude and reflecting and thinking and analyzing your life to kind of put the pieces together to make sense, you get so comfortable. You get so comfortable in your own bubble. You get so comfortable in your own box because that's just you. That's what it is, right? So it makes it hard to go out and talk to people again. Because you don't know, because like, especially the people that you've been around for a while and they really know who you are, it's like, how are they gonna think about me? So, but then I thought to myself, fuck it. I don't really care about how they're gonna take it, because at the end of the day, this is for me, right? This is for me. This is for the fulfillment of my own wishes, to align me to what I'm truly, you know, my fire is going to be ignited by. And yeah, I kind of just was like, I don't care. I just want to share my story and just be who I am, be true to myself. And yeah, I guess that's how it all started. And now I'm here, still learning. I feel like a lot of people that are on this like spiritual path, they often feel like, I don't know, like when people start to see your growth, I feel like it puts pressure on people that are on the spiritual path to like have to be perfect. And it's like, just because I'm on this journey and I've learned about myself and I've grown, doesn't mean that I have all the answers. You know, like, I am still growing. There's some things I just don't know, and I may not be meant to know, you know. So it's just, you're always gonna have to learn more about something, especially something like this, especially when it's so deeply rooted in who you truly are, you know. It takes time, and it never ends. It never ends. You're constantly learning, you're constantly evolving. It's just a beautiful process. And I just do whatever I want to do. I feel like that's so important, to just be unapologetically yourself and just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because at the end of the day, if you aren't fulfilled, how can you help others? You know, we're on this earth to help each other and guide each other. and to do the right things for ourselves. But how can you be of service to others if you aren't even in your own passion? You know, we can't help each other if we're not helping ourselves. So that's just how I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video. I feel like I am talking too much, but I hope you guys enjoyed. This took a lot out of my comfort zone, which is really crazy because I feel like to the public I may seem like I'm you know, confident, which I am, but like I get nervous and I get scared, and yeah, I'm really emotional. So this was a lot, but I just felt like in my gut I wanted to just do something like this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm sending all of my love. I'm gonna have the weekly readings for next week. No readings this week though, so I guess just stay tuned for next week. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you guys later. Bye.